It's the 2013 NHA History Quiz Bowl. We are so thrilled to have all of you here with us tonight. You know, Nat and I were talking, and we weren't sure there were this many people on Nantucket this weekend. So thank you for proving us wrong. It is great to see you all. And I love that you're getting a chance to participate in the door prize, because after all, we did do it especially for you all. There's plenty of time. Remember, there are going to be some breaks in between rounds. And so if you haven't filled out your ballot, just pass it on down to your right. And we have a basket here, so we will make sure that all of the ballots in the audience are in the basket before we select a winner at the end of the evening. How are we all doing tonight? I think we should just be a little louder. How are we all doing tonight? We've got a fantastic evening ready for you. The one thing I do ask, if you have a cell phone and it is able to be put on silent, now would be a great time to check it. I would love to start tonight's evening by introducing you to our judges. The judges not only help keep our facts straight, but they are very festively dressed. So let us give a warm round of applause to Benjamin Simons, Peggy Godwin, and John McGinnis. You know, every year we fact check and triple fact check, and these are the folks that you should be throwing tomatoes at if you disagree with an answer, okay? You have probably read the Inquirer and Mirror this week. On the front page was a nice article about History Quiz Bowl. And there was something a little special about this article. Does anyone want to hazard a guess about why this was a particularly special year for us? It might be Nat's last year. Keyword might, because I personally sit in denial. I don't think it will be. I think he won't have enough of us, but he may return as a special guest. So, for next year, 2014, it could be you. It could be any of you. We are in the process of nominating the next Nat Philbrick Quizmaster. So, at your leisure, we have a nomination box in the lobby. If you think you would like to nominate a Nantucketer to help us with next year's Quiz Bowl, we would love to hear about them. They don't have to really know all the answers, but they sure must love history and love Nantucket. So think about that. Watch Nat in action tonight and see what he does, and think if you know someone who might be really great for the job, okay? Fantastic. Without any further ado, shall we welcome our Quizmaster, Nat Philbrick.
Thank you, Marjan, and welcome to the 4th annual Nantucket History Quiz Bowl. I can't believe it's been 4 years, and as Marjan was saying, I can't believe how many people we have here. I don't know about you, but at one point, I live on Silver Street, and I pulled up to the corner of Silver and Pleasant, and I thought I'd wait till I saw another car, and I think it was about 20 minutes, and I think I did see some tumbleweed going down Main Street, but. And I'm also a little worried about tonight because I was in the wings above the green room where our participants are, and apparently they have a little wine with them, and they've been basically partying for the last hour. So we will see how things proceed. But so first, and great to have the judges here, the timekeeper. We have a really great gong that will make this a very special event when we run out of time. And I'd like to begin by introducing our first team tonight, the 2012 champs, the Salt Martians. Ken Blackshaw, Nina Hellman, and Francis Ruley Kartunen. All right, team number 2. This is Team Egypt. Joanne Skokin, who is designated herself team captain, Dr. George Butterworth and Julie Reinemo. Okay, next up, team number 3, the unknown quantity, with Charlotte Kastner, Jeremy Slavitz, and Ginger Andrews. Come on out. Okay, and team number 4, the West Enders, Dan Drake, Sharon Huzzy, and Rich Huzzy. Yeah! All right, so we have 4 teams in round 1. We are going to begin with 20 questions of increasing difficulty. And for question number 1, at what college did Mariah Mitchell teach astronomy? At what college did Mariah Mitchell teach astronomy?
Ooh, I hear hushes in the crowd.
Yes. Ooh, let's hit that a little harder, please. All right. Question number 2. No, we're going to do this one now, right? Okay. Hey, listen, I forget after a year, so please. Hang on.
So, folks, like we said, you just need to come to the Quiz Bowl, and we're, hiring a new quiz master
Right.
for next year.
It's time.
So,
I'm beyond my sticker date.
so what is the answer, Nat?
No, I think first
We're also hiring a new Vanna in case anyone's interested.
Now we go through and see the various answers, correct?
Absolutely. Should
We're
we start
making
with
this
the
up
West
as we go
End?
along. Yes.
The West Enders say Vassar.
Vassar.
The unknown quantity say Vassar College. We have is it Egypt? Yes, Team Egypt says Vassar. And the Salt Martians say Vassar. Judges?
Yes. Okay. We're proceeding on. Vassar College it is. Question number 2. What are the 2 marble obelisks near the Pacific Bank and Fair Street called? What are the 2 marble obelisks near the Pacific Bank and Fair Street called? We see them every day, but what do you call these things? All right, Vanna?
Let's start on the other side. Salt Martians. I won't read it out loud. They're just finishing up. Salt Martians, Meridian Stones. Team Egypt, Meridian Stones. The unknown quantity, Meridian Stones. And the West Enders with longitude markers. That's correct, however, not the name.
And
so
answer
we
is
have
Meridian Stones.
3 teams. Meridian Stones it is.
All right.
They will be credited. The judges say that longitude markers will be credited. All right.
All right. Whoa. Okay, well, controversial call, but it's been made. It's a tough position to be in, but be careful. Those mortar boards, they are a weapon if people get unruly here. Question number 3. What organization received monies raised from the Main Street Fete first held in 1921? First held in 1921, what organization received the monies raised? 1921. Fundraising is an ancient tradition here.
And each of our teams has 15 seconds for this round, at which point pens will come down.
Pens down.
Pens will come down. Wonderful. And starting with the Salt Martians. The Nantucket Cottage Hospital, Team Egypt, Nantucket Cottage Hospital, The Unknown Quantity, Nantucket Cottage Hospital, and the West Enders, Nantucket Cottage Hospital.
Yes. Showing that some things never change. Okay, question number 4. Who was the first English child born on the island?
Ooh.
Okay, who was the first English child born on the island? Very small group, a community at that point, but what year was it?
And before we reveal our answers, I think I heard the gong. Was that the gong, sir?
That sounded like the gong to me.
Perhaps one more gong. And let's see, let's start with the West Enders. We have a Slash, so the name of the child was Slash. The Unknown Quantity,
Guns
we
N'
have
Roses.
Mary Starbuck, and Team Egypt, Mary Starbuck, and finally, Mary Starbuck. Judges, the answer is Mary Starbuck.
Yes, Mary Starbuck, born March 30th, 1663.
Perhaps her middle name was Slash.
Yes. Question number 5. What was the former name of the Veranda Guest House located at 3 Step Lane? What was the former name of the Veranda Guest House? Address 3 Step Lane. A Nantucket landmark.
Show of hands only from the audience. How many of you remember this one? Ah. Okay, how are we doing? We have some names. Let's start with the Salt Martians. The Overlook. Team Egypt, The Overlook. The Unknown Quantity, The Overlook. The West Enders, The Indian Room. And judges, I think the answer here we see, there's a great photo of the Overlook Hotel.
Yes.
Well done, teams.
Yes. It had an Indian motif, but unfortunately it didn't go for it. Okay, we ready for question? Yes, judges? Indian room at the Overlook? So okay, it goes. Okay.
Ooh.
Ah. Wow, this is when island politics just get more and more interesting. Okay, calm down, calm down. Question number 6. When was the construction of Sankaty Lighthouse completed? A, 1720, B, 1775, C, 1810, D, 1850. When was the construction of Sankaty Lighthouse completed? 1720, 1775, 1810, or 1850? Sankaty Lighthouse. It's still there. It's just retreated a little bit.
Let's shake things up a bit and start with the unknown quantity. They say 1850. Team Egypt? 1850, Salt Martians. 1850 and the West Enders, 1850. The answer is?
1850. Very good. And just a word about that. 2 years after it was built, Herman Melville came to the island and actually in a letter talked about going out to the lighthouse and noticed how the fences along it were already falling into the sand. So erosion's been a problem on this island. Question number 7. What famous showman and promoter wanted to purchase the whale jawbone now housed in the Whaling Museum? What famous showman and promoter wanted to purchase the whale jawbone now housed in the Whaling Museum? It's a huge jawbone. reputed to be, I think, an 85-foot whale. So, size of the Essex whale. A lot bigger than that one.
And for those of you in our Folger gallery, it's the jawbone that you see there.
All right.
Let's start with the West Enders. They say P.T. Barnum. The unknown quantity, P.T. Barnum. Team Egypt, P.T. Barnum, and P.T. Barnum for the salt Martians. The answer is?
P.T. Barnum. Wow, this is a good group. Question number 8. What is a binnacle? What is a binnacle? You can tell the difficulty is beginning to ratchet up.
What is a binnacle? Show of hands, audience. Does anyone think they know what a binnacle is? We have a very intelligent audience. Shall we start with the salt Martians, please? They say it is a compass holder or housing. And Team Egypt, a part of a compass, the unknown quantity, housing that contains compass on board a ship, and the West Enders, compass mount. Let's see what the official answer is and what the judges will accept. A case, box, or stand containing a ship's compass. Judges? 3 of the 4 you will accept. So we have a compass mount.
The compass part is not correct.
So the judges have decreed they will accept all the answers except a compass part.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Scorekeeper. So
All right.
which team, raise your hands if you did say compass part, just so we can have
Team
that.
Egypt, yes.
I fell for that one. I shouldn't have asked that question. Scorekeeper, all good? Fantastic.
All right. Okay, question number 9. What was the full name of the founder of Macy's department store? What was the full name of the founder of Macy's department store?
There's a nice variety of questions, Nat.
Yes, I think we're moving quite a ways around here. But now let's see what the answers are on the boards here.
The West Enders are thinking it's Roland Hussey Macy. The unknown quantity is thinking it's Roland Hussey Macy. Here we have Roland H. Macy, or Rowland, I might be mispronouncing it, and the Salt Martians, Roland Hussey Macy. What is the answer, Nat?
Roland Hussey Macy, yes. So, Rowland. Okay, Rowland.
Well,
I saw a couple of ROLs and a couple with W's, so the correct spelling is with a W.
it has to be the full name, Roland Hussey Macy. So Roland H. Macy, no.
Oh, okay.
The judges have decreed it.
Wow, controversy.
Nat, let's take a quick audience poll. Who would like to be a judge at the History Quiz Bowl?
It's ultimate power. You know what happens. Okay, question number 10. Thomas Mayhew sold the island for 30 pounds sterling and 2 beaver hats. Why did he want 2 hats? Why did he want 2 hats? Thomas Macy sold the island for 30 pounds sterling and 2 beaver hats. Why did he want 2 hats?
Was it necessity, Nat?
Necessity? Perhaps. Could have been marital necessity. We'll see.
Let's start with let's give them a chance, shall we? Was it greed? Was it necessity? The West Enders think 1 for himself and 1 for son. The unknown quantity, 1 for him and 1 for his wife. Team Egypt, for his wife and himself, and salt Martians, one for him and one for his wife. Let's see what the answer is.
And the answer is his wife.
Ooh.
Wow. All right, now we're going to get technical, and the next question will be a video question.
On a whale ship, what was known as a toothbreaker?
On a whale ship, what was known as a tooth breaker?
Tooth breaker. I don't dare say anything and give the question away, so.
The guy in the video looked a lot like the scorekeeper, or the timekeeper, I should say.
The Gong Man, yes.
We think, so the West Enders think it was. One more gong, please. The West Enders think it was hardtack. The unknown quantity now has heard an answer, but let's see there at the end. A bowling pin to break teeth for discipline.
Okay.
Team Egypt, a harpoon. And the salt Martians think it was a piece of hardtack. What is the answer?
What could the answer be? Hardtack.
Ooh.
Yes. Ah.
I think the unknown quantity should get an extra round of applause for their very lengthy answer.
Yes, imagination, unfortunately, doesn't seem to help, but
But it does
so
make
it
for a
goes.
great quiz bowl.
It does. Okay, question number 12. Who was a fugitive slave from Virginia who was rescued and protected by Anna Gardner's parents, Hannah and Oliver Gardner? Who was the fugitive slave from Virginia who was rescued and protected by Anna Gardner's parents, Hannah and Oliver Gardner? Very dramatic story from Nantucket's past.
It's an important story indeed. I can't wait for the answer, Nat.
Vanna?
Salt Martians. Arthur Cooper. And Team Egypt, Arthur Cooper. The unknown quantity, Arthur Cooper. The West Enders with an original, A Lucky Lady.
A lucky lady. And the answer is
Arthur
Cooper.
Well done, teams.
Okay. Question number 13. Wampanoag legend tells us that the daughter of an island sachem was kidnapped from her home on Kotu and taken away to a cave. What was the kidnapper's name? Wampanoag legend tells us that the daughter of an island sachem was kidnapped from her home on Kotu and taken away to a cave. What was the kidnapper's name? Yep. From Nantucket's oral traditions. Let's see what the answer is.
Nat, did you observe the collective thinking that was going on during that question?
I don't know if I'd call it thinking, but like all of us, we're curious what creative answers we will find.
Yes. So the West Enders here, our team, said autopscot. Good name. The unknown quantity says it's mud turtle. Team Egypt with Maya Comet. And the Salt Martians with Moshop. 4 different answers.
Wow.
What will it be?
Mud turtle! Yes! Excellent.
We
Wow.
love when that happens, Nat.
Yeah, that was See, it's ratcheting up here as we get into the teens. Question number 14. This is multiple choice. How many Nantucketers were killed in the Civil War? A, 54, B, 73, C, 89, D, 92. How many Nantucketers were killed in the Civil War? 54, 73, 89, or 92? Of course, we all pass that monument just about every day on Main Street, which is that a rotary or is it, which way do you, it's a question. It's a monument, it's not a rotary. Okay, here we know. All right, let's
We
see what the
solve
answers
all
are.
sorts of problems here at the Quiz Bowl. The Salt Martians say 73. Team Egypt says 73. The unknown quantity says 54. And the West Enders say 73.
73. All right, question number 15. Name the whaling master's wife who sailed with him aboard the Lexington and kept a journal that described her loneliness and the monotony of life at sea. Name the whaling master's wife who sailed with him aboard the Lexington and kept a journal that described her loneliness and the monotony of life at sea.
Nat, you're a sailor. Do you think life at sea is monotonous ever?
Yes, it can be. Particularly on a whale ship, yeah. With no whales, yes. All right.
So we're looking for the name of the whaling master's wife. I see a good answer here. The West Enders say it was an unlucky lady.
Continuity in their answers, gotta love that.
The unknown quantity suggests that it's Susan Veeder. We have Susan Veeder for Team Egypt and, Eliza Brock for the Salt Martians. Controversial. Eliza Brock.
Spencer Brock. Very good. Okay, question 16. Who was the woman who started the Daffodil Festival in 1974? Quiet audience. Who was the woman who started the Daffodil Festival in 1974, which has become quite a tradition? In fact, I begin to see a few of those daffodils already beginning to, isn't that amazing? Peek their way up. Nice to hear the red-winged blackbirds as well. All right.
So many of us attend the Daffodil Festival. How many of us knew who started it? I will give the West Enders a moment to write their answer because we are a kind quiz bowl. We have a gong. Perhaps we should go for a second gong. And the West Enders say, she owned a Rolls Royce.
Oh, that's good. Hints.
These guys
Quarter
are
point?
good.
No, okay.
The unknown quantity suggests Jean McCausland. We've got Jean McCausland over here. And finally, Jean McCausland. The answer is?
Jean McCausland. There she is. All right, we're getting towards the big ones here. Okay, question 17. Music Hall was located in the building that is now occupied by which business? A, Dune Restaurant and Bar. B, Sushi by Yoshi. C, Town Restaurant. D, none of the above. Music Hall was located in the building that is now occupied by which business? Dune, Sushi by Yoshi, Town, or none of the above? An institution I dearly miss. But I think we'll be seeing a former proprietor later.
I think the audience agrees with you. How many people miss this establishment? Show of hands, yeah. Okay, well, let's see what our contestants have to say about this. Which business now occupies it? Is it Town, Is it town? Might it be town, or could it possibly be Sushi by Yoshi? Ooh.
The answer is town restaurant.
Oh.
I know it's a place that would often flood. Yes, it had a musky smell about it. I miss that. Okay, up next, a video question.
Name the last commercial miller at East Mill, which is now the NHA Old Mill.
Name the last commercial miller at East Mill.
Last commercial miller. Does that mean they're now amateur millers? Historical millers? Reenactor millers? Question is, before a museum? I think that's right.
Let's start over by the salt Martians. John Francis Sylvia is their answer. Let's see what Team Egypt says. Peter Folger, the unknown quantity, Dick Swain, and he kept his nose to the grindstone.
Oh, wow.
Before we divulge, I just think they got a round of applause. This team, the West Enders, maybe
Wow, John Francis Sylvia.
John Francis Sylvia. I
Good
have
work,
to say,
Salt Martians.
the West Enders may be one of the most original teams we've ever had at the History Quiz Bowl.
Yeah, but we're enjoying it. Okay, 19, we're getting there. To a scalloper, what is a cheat? To a scalloper, what is a cheat? Cheat. Cheat. C-H-E-A-T, as in cheat. A cheat. Yeah, it's up there. It's spelled up there. To a scalloper, what is a cheat?
And as they're finishing up their answers, show of hands, audience, if you know this one. A little shaky on this one, okay. And up there, how's our balcony doing tonight? Okay, well, West Enders say that it is a heaped basket. So a full basket, I'm understanding, yeah. Overflowing basket. The unknown quantity say it is an empty scallop shell. Scallop shell, excuse me. We think the Team Egypt thinks it's a length of line, or perhaps someone who takes nubs.
Aha! And the answer is an empty scallop shell. Yes! Wow. Okay. Now we're coming down to the final question in this round. Number 20. Silence. The African Baptist Society was founded in 1821. Where did its members meet? The African Baptist Society was founded in 1821. Where did its members meet? Could this be a trick question? The African Baptist Society was founded in 1821. Where did its members meet?
Our teams look slightly puzzled. Let's see what their answers reveal. And let's start with the Salt Martians. The African Meeting House, York and Pleasant. Let's see what Team Egypt says. The African Meeting House, unknown quantity, African Meeting House, and finally, the Quaker Meeting House.
Ooh. The answer is the African
African
Meeting
Meeting
House on the corner of York Street and Pleasant Street. All right, now it all comes down to the scoring.
So teams, take a breath while we calculate the scores. A hush falls over the crowd.
And this is not without its controversial moments, too. It requires math. Mark has his abacus, I saw. That's good.
Can we get a loud gong if we're ready for the scores? It looks like the Salt Martians are Nat at 17. Team Egypt is at 13. The Unknown Quantity at 16. Team West Enders at 11. I believe we may have a round one winner. The Salt Martians.
Salt Martians! Congratulations. They were tough to beat last year. They're tough to beat this year. Excellent.
They've done a fantastic job. Now, while our contestants find their way back to the green room to get ready for the championship
Thank
round.
you, teams. Well done.
Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause.
applause. All right, they're going back to the green room, so no one has to worry about them. Now, I've got a few audience questions for you while we're awaiting the transfer.
Now, Nat, why would they be interested in answering these audience participation questions?
Why? Are they getting something out of this?
Yes. These bags are filled with goodies.
Oh, okay.
There
So-
are gift certificates and other joys within these bags, and if you answer this question correctly, then you may win one. So
All
don't
right.
be shy. Raise your hands if you know the answer
Yeah.
to.
Okay, so the question is, what was the opening night? I thought you were reading my mind. I couldn't believe this, yeah. What was the opening night movie on June 14, 2012
I
at the
see-
Dreamland Theater?
I see
I
a
think
hand.
I-
It's the first person
Yeah.
that I
We,
see.
we have an answer up here in Folger Gallery. We have
Thank you,
several.
Folger. We will call upon you for the next one. So first, let's
Several.
introduce you.
Janelle Dupree.
And do you have an answer for us?
I hope it's right now that everyone knows my name. Jaws.
Jaws.
With
Yes.
Jaws it is.
Jaws.
Fantastic.
A sold-out show.
Sold out show. Is there another audience question, Nat?
There is. Question number 2. Facing a popular community petition, what franchise business backed out of the Grand Union property?
We have an
Wow.
answer.
How do you pick one?
We have answers up here in Folger.
Oh.
Okay.
Folger?
Who?
Vanna is going to choose.
A lot of answers.
Come on. Okay, let's go up there.
Let's
up there.
go to Folger.
Let's go
They
up there.
seem to want to answer a question.
Yes. They're standing.
Go ahead, Folger. Have you?
Which one? Pick among yourselves. Okay.
Yes.
What is it? CVS. CVS.
You are
that's
the
correct.
winner.
Linda,
So, Folger, please do come down and meet one of our contestant prize givers for the prize.
Okay, we have another question.
We do have another
Question
question.
3.
This one will be taken down here.
All right. Okay, now, Marjan, keep your eye out. Okay, what sweet-smelling Orange Street business will have a new location in 2013?
okay,
Does
we
your-
have up here in Folger again?
Folger, thank you. I think we're ready for the mic to go off there. We will come and find you. If your name starts with an M and you happen to know the answer, your hand is still up. I love that.
Maureen, Bake Shop.
Maureen for Bake Shop.
Nantucket Bake
Congratulations.
Shop. Yes. Okay, now our final audience participation question before we get on to the next group of contestants. According to the Enquirer and Mirror, how many students were in the 2012 Nantucket High School graduating class?
Ooh.
A, 25, B, 53, C, 71, or D, 90?
Do we have anyone who knows the answer who may have gone to Nantucket High School? That might be fun.
Yes, I
We
think
do.
that's-
Do we have any current graduates? Just wondering. Let me make my way over to you.
We've got Folger here. Got a lot of answers up in Folger.
Folger, we will get
We
to
have
you.
a-
All right, we're going to a current graduate.
Yes, I had a current graduate. Here she is. Or You're not current.
Okay, well, I think behind, yeah.
You could have fooled us. And what is your name?
Jeanette Topham, class of 1955, and I believe it was 90.
90, that's correct.
Fantastic. Here you go, Jeanette. Here's your prize. Fantastic.
All right, well, great. I hope you enjoy your gifts, and let's get on to the next group of contestants.
Round 2.
Round 2. Are we ready back there? Okay. The Dark Horses, Bruce Miller, team captain, Carl Sherlin, and Charlie Walters. Yes. Okay. Team number 2, the Proprietors' Descendants, Marcia Tooker, team captain, Maurice Gibbs, and Robert Pittman Grimes. And they're also the 2011 champs, so let's give them a big round of applause. And I think this is at least the most difficult to pronounce name of the History Bowl here. The Frogrimwitz, Nick Frost, Garth Grimmer, and Clark Whitcomb. Thank you. All right, and team number 4, the Basket Cases. Ira Keever, Alan LaFrance, and Judy Collatz. Yeah. Okay, well, great to have you, round 2 teams, and we now will start this round. Everyone have their pens ready? Okay, ready? Question number 1. What is the architectural style of the Coffin School? What is the architectural style of the Coffin School? A building many of us see frequently during our day, or not so, but what is it? Resembles many buildings on Nantucket, but what architectural style is the Coffin School?
Let's see what our new contestants have to say. First, we have the Basket Cases. They say Greek Revival. The Frogrimwitz, let me practice saying that. The Frogrimwitz say Federal. Oh, this is a fun one. Everyone's saying different things. The Proprietors' Descendants say Ionic. And finally, we have another Greek Revival, Nat, over by the Dark Horses.
Okay, the answer is Greek Revival.
Ooh.
All right. Do the judges are they weighing in at all? No? Okay, moving along. Question number 2.
Nat, are you stirring the pot?
No, apparently not. They've taken my spoon. What is the name of the deep valley on the eastern side of Chicken Hill? What is the name of the deep valley on the eastern side of Chicken Hill? Keep your answers to yourselves. Whenever it snows, we often see a migration in this direction. In fact, I was walking near there, and there are a lot of old sleds, pieces of sleds in that vicinity right now. It's been a good winter. Okay, the answer is?
Let's start with the Basket Cases. They say Dead Horse Valley. The Frogrimwitz, this is going to be the end of me. Dead Horse Valley, and Dead Horse. The answer is
Dead Horse Valley. Yes. Well done. Okay, question number 3. Were women allowed to speak at Quaker meetings? Were women allowed to speak at Quaker meetings?
Nat, we love these types of questions because it's really a 50-50.
Yeah, it's
Right?
sort of, it's easier, certainly, than trying to come up with a full answer. But let's see what people have decided here.
Let's start at this end. Were women allowed to speak at Quaker meetings? No. What do the proprietor's descendants think? Yes. What do the frogs think? No, thank God.
Oh, man. Ooh, controversy.
And the basket cases think yes. What is the answer, folks?
Oh, those
Yes.
enlightened Quakers, yes. Okay, remember, this is being taped. Okay, question number 4. Name the island's richest she merchant during the Revolutionary War. Name the island's richest she merchant during the Revolutionary War. Sort of, we've got definitely a feminist theme going in this round, I think.
Name the island's richest she merchant. Here we are saying last name Kaiser. Kaiser. We have Keziah Coffin as an answer for the proprietor's descendants. Keziah Coffin, this time with an H. And W. Roche. What is the answer, Nat?
The answer is Keziah Coffin. Yes. She had a house on Center Street and one out in the country where she took smuggled goods, according to rumor. Question number 5. In what year did Maria Mitchell discover a comet? 1647? 1790? C, 1847? Or D, 1890? In what year did Maria Mitchell discover a comet?
And teams, the multiple choice questions are behind you if you'd like to look at the options one last time.
Yep. Was it 1647? Or 1790, 1847, or 1890? Let's find out.
Let's start on this end and see what they say. 1847, another 1847, 1847, and 1790 perhaps.
1847 on the top of the Pacific Bank. All right, let's change the pace a little bit. Question number 6. What does the term greasy luck refer to? What does the term greasy luck refer to?
Audience, show of hands if you've heard this term before. Okay.
Yes, this is, instead of saying break a leg, you can say greasy luck to you.
The gong has gonged. The basket cases think, success in a whaling voyage. Wishing luck on a whaling voyage. A full ship of oil. And a good whaling voyage. Before we show the answer, judges, you need to be thinking about this one, I should think, a little bit. The judges are conferring. I wonder why. Let's review the answers. Success in a whaling voyage. Wishing luck in a whaling voyage. Full ship of oil and a good whaling voyage.
And the answer
Let's
is
show the answer.
a successful whaling voyage. So, judges, yes,
They've
will accept
accepted all
of them.
answers.
Greasy luck to all of you. Okay, question number 7. What source inspired the Macy's department store Red Star logo? You see it right there. What source inspired the Macy's department store Red Star logo? All right. You see it everywhere. Malls across America, New York, Thanksgiving. Let's see. What are the answers?
The basket cases with a ship inspired it. A tattoo on Macy's hand. A signal flag. And a tattoo.
Okay, this will separate a few of these teams. What is the answer? The answer is R.H. Macy's tattoo. Okay, question number 8. What was the name of the 5 and dime store on Straight Wharf? Shh. What was the name of the 5 and dime store on Straight Wharf? Another one of those great vanished institutions.
I'm still thinking about that tattoo.
We didn't have to say where the tattoo was, did we? No.
The name of the 5 and dime store on Straight Wharf may have been Robinson's 5 and dime. Robinson's 5 and dime. Robinson's, or perhaps it was Robinson's. What do we think?
Robinson's. Yeah.
Audience pulse. A little bit of applause. You know,
Okay.
it's not easy being a team up here, folks.
No, the glare of the spotlight is blinding. Question number 9. What was the name of the Nantucketer who founded a world-famous coffee company during the era of the gold rush? What was the name of the Nantucketer who founded a world-famous coffee company during the era of the gold rush? One of those smart Nantucketers who realized you weren't making money in the gold fields. You were making money providing those prospectors with provisions. What was his name?
We've heard about it for years. Let's see. The basket cases say Mr. Folger. Mr. Folger. James Folger and Folger.
And the answer is James A. Folger. Yes. Very well done. All right, now this is, listen to this, is a little complicated, all right? Question number 10. In 1937, enormous footprints appeared on Kotu and other beaches. What imaginary creature supposedly created them? In 1837, enormous oh, sorry, 19.
That would have been extraordinary.
Right,
in
18 would have,
1837.
well, 1937, okay, so 20th century. Enormous footprints appeared on Kotu and other beaches. What imaginary creature supposedly created them? Interesting, the thematic continuities we are seeing in these questions. Okay.
Let's start on this end. What imaginary creature was it? Was it Moshop? These are good answers.
Masha?
The Tony Sarg sea serpent, the strong sea monster artist guy, and Tony Sarg's dragon.
Yes, and the answer is a sea serpent, a balloon made by Tony Sarg.
And judges, I look to you for confirmation on all of those answers. The judges are conferring. I can tell when there's controversy.
See who did what.
Judges?
The dragon question we will accept.
Fantastic.
And
It's
the
a sea dragon.
serpent and the sea serpent, but the other two, no.
Fantastic. So
Okay.
we have the basket cases and the proprietors. Thank you.
Okay, now
Ooh,
that
Z
we're
points.
halfway through, and now we go to a video question.
We are at the NHA's Quaker Meeting House on Fair Street. Name the English founder of Quakerism.
Name the English founder of Quakerism. Who was that named for? Was it? I won't say anything. Don't want to give it away. Very important influence on this island.
Nat, you can tell us. No one's listening. How many of these do you really know? Do we want to know how many of these Nat Philbrook
I only
really
know them
knows?
because I have the answers. That's a passive memory is very different from having to do it at the table. So I have nothing but respect for all participants. Okay, what are the answers people have put down on their tablets? Let's see.
Here we have the basket cases thinking that Mary Starbuck's friend who convinced her. Sounds about right, perhaps. We have Robertson. We have John Richardson. And we have William Penn. 4 very different answers, Nat.
Wow, this is a tough one. The answer is George Fox.
Ooh.
Oh, I was sure it was a guy named Quake. Yeah, that's a tough one. It really is. But good answers, a lot of variety. It was good. Okay, question number 12. The area bounded by Main Street, Orange Street, Pine Street, and Silver Street was laid out in 1717. What name was given to this area? Okay, the area bounded by Main Street, Orange Street, Pine Street, Silver Street, all laid out in 1717. What name was given to this area?
Nat, is that your neighborhood?
Yes, I live on Silver Street, so I am in this vicinity. There's a original, I think it's pretty close to original map of what this looks like. It's very interesting given what it looks like now. So let's see what
So
people
we
think
know
it's
the
called.
area. What is it called? Basket cases say Wesco lots, the fish lots, and Lower Orange. The answer is?
The answer is the fish lots. Yeah. Yep, it's near the harbor. Remember, at that point, the center of the community was at Capon Pond, so this was moving towards the Great Harbor. Okay, question number 13. In 2012, the Queen Bee, a 26-foot boat from Nantucket, was found adrift along what country's shoreline? 2012, the Queen Bee, a 26-foot boat from Nantucket, was found adrift along what country's shoreline? This is recent history, a little geography, torn from today's headlines. All
What
right.
country indeed? Starting from this end, we have Spain, Portugal, Spain, and Spain. What is the answer?
The answer is Spain. All right. Okay, now we're going to shift gears into the literary side of things. Question number 14. Did Melville publish Bartleby the Scrivener before or after Moby Dick? Did Melville publish Bartleby the Scrivener before or after Moby Dick? There's a mortal line from that story. I prefer not to, I think is what it is. So I actually have a,
Show of hands, audience, if you've read either book. If you've read Bartleby, raise your hand. Ah, very learned crowd. Nat, we say, the basket cases say after, before, and before.
Bartleby the Scrivener was published in 1853, 2 years after Moby Dick.
After.
Okay, question number 15. What was the name of the first Nantucket-built vessel constructed expressly for trade with China? Nantucketers got into this early. What was the name of the first Nantucket-built vessel constructed expressly for trade with China? Nantucketers would bring back a lot of Chinese-related artifacts. We had more than whaling here, but what was the name of the first vessel?
What could the name of this vessel have been? Was the vessel possibly called the Cannon? Was she the United States? Or perhaps built in 1802, the Beaver? Or perhaps the Sarapin? Nat, 4 different answers.
Wow. Variety. The answer, however, is the Rose.
Ooh.
All right.
I like those.
That's good. We got a stumper there. That's good. Okay, now question number 16. We're getting into the hard category here. What is another term for the sharply sloping lean-to roofs on salt box houses? Okay, what is another term for the sharply sloping lean-to roofs on salt box houses? We've got plenty of them on Nantucket.
Anyone in the audience live in one of said structures? Do you have one of these roofs? Just curious, no?
Yeah, the Cape style would come from this. Okay, let's see what we have for sharply sloping lean-to roofs on salt box houses.
Is it possibly a shed roof? Or is it a shed roof? Might it be a blank roof? Or possibly a broken back roof?
Oh, that was a movie, wasn't it? Broke back roof?
Nat, what are those roofs called? A
Cat slide roofs.
Roof. Ooh.
Yeah. See, the cat slides down. Yeah. All right. Okay, we've got some tough ones here. Question number 17. What was the name of the first steamboat to cross Nantucket Sound? Ooh. What was the name of the first steamboat to cross Nantucket Sound? It was a while ago.
It's been a few years now, right?
Yes, a few years now. It continues to this day. Well, sometimes with the weather we've been having, it's amazing how often it ceases. But okay, what was the name of that first steamboat?
Let's think about the steamboat. Let's start here. Was it the Eagle, the Sanctity, or the Martha's Vineyard?
The answer was the Eagle.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, and now we're going to go to another video question.
We are at the NHA's old jail on Vestal Street. How many cells are there inside?
How many cells are in the old jail on Vestal Street? That jail is a source of endless fascination for little kids. They all want to know is, how did they go to the bathroom? So how many cells?
How many cells are there in the old jail? Are there 2 cells? 1 cell? 2 cells or 2 cells?
Let's see what the answer is. 4 cells.
Ooh.
Wow.
And judges, am I correct to say that there are 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs? Is that correct?
That is correct.
So there's a little known fact about the old jail.
Wow, it was a real penitentiary there, wasn't it? Okay, question number 19. In what year did Nantucket petition the Massachusetts State House to end segregation of the public schools within 2 years either way, plus or minus? In what year did Nantucket petition the Massachusetts State House to end segregation of the public schools, plus or minus 2 years? Was Nantucket ahead of its time?
It's a very important decision indeed, Nat.
Plus or minus
Let's
2
start
years.
here. We have 1850. We have 1827, 1850, and 1763. I like that answer. I don't know if that's the right one, but I like it.
Okay, and the answer is 1845.
Ooh, so keep your answers. That will be no one judges,
No
is
one
that correct?
judges.
No one,
That's-
okay.
Yep. Okay, here we go. We're coming down to the final question. Everything rests on this question. You nervous yet? Okay. Okay, number 20. What avid collector of whaling memorabilia donated a large portion of his collection to the NHA, including that whaleboat? What avid collector of whaling memorabilia donated a large portion of his collection to the NHA, including this whaleboat? Can you imagine having a collection that includes a whaleboat? You know, a few harpoons, jaw, stuff like that. Might as well open a museum. But who was it?
I think that question deserves an extra 5 seconds. So we'll do
Okay.
another gong.
Okay, one more gong.
Fantastic. Whoever it was, we're glad that they donated it. Let's see, was it Robertson? Was it David Gray? Was it Stackpole? Or was it Stackpole?
Okay, the answer is Edward Sanderson. Sanderson Hall. Remember that? Yeah. Oh! All right. Let's see. How does it all add up?
And while we're
Scorekeeper?
waiting for the scores, I think we should give these teams a wonderful round of applause. Oh, the anticipation, the counting.
Wow. I can't see, so you guys can't see, can you? No.
What might the championship round deliver us? We have the dark horses with a total of 9. We have the proprietor's descendants with 10. We have the frogs with 8. And the basket cases with 9. I believe the proprietor's descendants will make it to the round.
Yes. Wow. Congratulations, and once again, thank you, teams. You all did a terrific job. Round of applause. All right. Okay, while they are retreating to the green room.
Yes, our
Yes.
contestants will retreat to the green room. They will have a glass of wine or some sparkling water. And we will now have a couple of audience participation
Okay.
prizes. And we will also have our door prize and pull and see which lucky winner today. So let's start with some audience participation and get the raffle ready.
Okay.
So now,
All right, question number 1.
are we ready, folks?
You ready? Everybody listening? Undivided attention? Okay. What is the new local radio station on Nantucket?
I have to
We
say,
have an answer in Folger. Folger, they're coming.
thank
Sorry.
you, Folger. We will call upon you
Oh,
for
oh,
the
okay.
third question, but I did see this lovely lady's hand go right up.
7.7 WACK.
I think we will go to Folger next, but for now,
97.7 WACK.
is the answer 97.7?
Yes, WACK FM.
Congratulations.
Now that's a great addition to the Nantucket landscape. I love that station.
I think first we should have a huge round of applause for our visitors in the Folger Gallery.
Yeah!
Let's make it nice and loud so they can really hear us. Folger Gallery, can you hear us?
We love you guys. Okay,
Now, I
let's,
have to say, they have treats up there. They have refreshments. So there are advantages to going and sitting in the Folger Gallery. This question remains for them.
okay. Question number 2. Who was named N Magazine 2012 Person of the Year?
And my partner in the Folger Gallery, if we could select one candidate from Folger Gallery to respond to the question.
Margot Hartman.
And the answer is Margot Hartman.
Dr. Margot Hartman, yes.
That's correct. Fantastic. Come on down and claim your prize.
All right. Wow, this is...
And
Okay,
I think we have another one.
okay, now we have question number 3. What new construction project will make it easier to get to Cisco Beach? Okay?
Now, I think the winner of this particular question might need to be someone who owns a bicycle. Be honest. If you own a bicycle, I think you should have your hand in the air. And you must ride said bicycle. So if you don't ride your bicycle, let someone who does. It's so hard. Next year, we're going to come up with an even more equitable way to pick you all. I want to pick every one of you. Yes.
Cisco Bike Path.
The answer is the Cisco Bike Path. Is that right?
they're calling it the Hummock Pond Road
But
bicycle
I think
path.
I'm going to make the call that you are a winner. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, good thing we left the judges out of this. Yeah. Okay, question 4 and the final one. So listen very closely here. Mark and Gwen Snyder reopened what iconic hotel in June 2012?
I'm going to let you answer, sir.
The Nantucket Hotel.
Nat is the answer, the Nantucket Hotel.
The Nantucket Hotel, yes.
Congratulations. I think we're ready for our door prize. Now, I know that we have lots. Before we do that, I just want to say that we welcome you here because we wanted to do something fun in March. So I hope you appreciate. I just want to thank my colleagues who are there behind the scenes, ushering and making sure that we are comfortable scorekeeping and timekeeping. So could we just have a little round of applause for everyone here? Thank you. We have a great team here. Now, said team, I just want to make sure we have all the ballots before we hand it over to Nat to pick the lucky winner tonight. Melissa? Is it open? Great. Dum-da-dum.
Well, I think you got one more to...
Great. We will take that. Okay, folks, let's not take all night. If you've got a ballot, now's the time, Bob. Here we go. Fabulous. Anyone else? Anyone else? I want to be fair. Okay, let's give this a good shake. And Nat, we're going to ask you to just put your hand in there and give it a good shake, will you? And
is Peter Boynton. Yeah.
Peter Boynton. Thank you. Peter, we will give you your prize. Come see me at the end of the night. You've received a wonderful prize comprising of lots of gift certificates and a downtown Nantucket package. So thank you all, and thank you to our sponsors and those who donated their goods for this.
All right. well,
Questions?
I think we are
We're
now
ready.
moving into the championship round. Are our
This is it.
teams ready to come out? I tell you, the green room is a den of iniquity. Once they get in there, they don't want to come out.
Shall we give them, the green room also has a live feed. We're very technically
Okay,
savvy these
and
days.
how many will be in this round? How many teams?
The winners from round 1 and the winners from round 2. Mark, will you tell us the names of those teams, please?
We have the Salt Martians and the Proprietor's Descendants.
Okay, so
Okay, and it looks like the Salt Martians are coming out now. Ken Blackshaw, Nina Hellman, Francis Rulli Kartunen. Yes. These are our 2012 champs, followed by the Proprietor's Descendants, Marcia Tooker, Maurice Gibbs, and Robert Pitnam Grimes, the 2011 champs. Who will be the champs of 2013? Okay, and Marjan, the rules of this round are, for the audience?
Absolutely. First of all, is there anything more fitting than this music for a history quiz bowl? I mean, really. It's very, very intense here. The rules
Congratulations,
of the round are as follows. We have the championship round. Each team will be asked the same question. They will write their answers. The first team to get 3 points is the History Quiz Bowl champion for 2013. The first team to get 3 points. Should there be a tie, we have tiebreaker question. Should there be a tie, it is single elimination. So if you don't get it right, you're out.
All right, so the first to get 3 points. You ready, team members here?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
If you're in this round, you will need every last second, believe me.
Okay, so you ready? Okay. Question number 1. True or false? Nantucket was the second to last community in Massachusetts to lift the ban on automobiles. True or false? Nantucket was the second to last community in Massachusetts to lift the ban on automobiles. This has been an issue on the island for many moons. But what about the ban?
Nat, we have some suggestions that perhaps we should bring the ban back. I'm not sure. The Proprietor's Descendants believe that it is false, and the Salt Martians believe that it is false. What is the answer?
They are both correct. False. Nantucket was the last community to lift the ban. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a slugfest, isn't it? Okay, question number 2. Name the 3 mates of Melville's fictional whale ship, the Pequod. Name the 3 mates of Melville's fictional whale ship, the Pequod. All right. They were fictional, but they were also in Melville's book, so they are immortal. What were their names?
What were those 3 mates called? The Salt Martians believe that there were 2. Starbuck, Stub. Those are your answers. And here we have Starbuck. Judges?
Nope, because the 3 of them were Starbuck, Stub, and Flask.
So we need all 3. I'm getting confirmation from the judges. That is 0 points for this question.
Okay. Wow, we're going. These are two heavyweights going at it. Bang, bang. Okay, question number 3. You ready? Before building the 3 bricks for his sons, where did Joseph Starbuck build his own home? Before building the 3 bricks for his sons, where did Joseph Starbuck build his own home? Wow, I can just feel the sizzling brain waves coming up.
Judges, I think it was on Nantucket. Is that right?
All right, what are they? What answers do we have?
We have 11 Milk Street, and we have New Dollar Lane.
The answer is 4
New
New Dollar Lane. Judges, give it to, yes, New Dollar Lane gets it.
The Salt Martians, 1 down, 2 to go.
All right, question number 4.
Oh, they have 2, actually, scorekeeper. I see. It's a very complex graph. I will no longer pretend to understand it. For those of you looking at that graph, yes. Don't be misled as I was. That X does not mean they have 1 right.
Right.
I apologize for the graph here, but what that means is you got the answer correct, the other team did not, so you gain 1 point. And you have to get 3 points over the other team to win. Is that right?
Ah.
Okay, all right. All right, I apologize. I've got it. So you've got 2. Property's descendants have 1 so far.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
And so,
Folks, that is what happens live and direct from the History Quiz Bowl. It got intense, and we figured it out. Thank you, Mark Avery,
Yeah,
Director
go
of
on
Historic
longer, yeah.
Properties. Let's go on.
okay, so this could be the deciding question. Well, no, they went back to that. So this could be it. If first team to get 3, correct? Okay, so the
Correct.
tension
That has
is
always
ratcheted
been
up.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Question number 4. In the fall of 1779, Keziah Coffin and 4 other Nantucketers were accused of what crime? In the fall of 1779, Keziah Coffin and 4 other Nantucketers were accused of what crime? Wow, the entire night comes down to 1 question. Okay.
Let's start one at a time. We'll reveal starting here. Was the crime smuggling?
Wait.
They're prepared.
You
They're
gotta
so
love live
fast.
TV, don't you?
They're fast. They're ready. They don't even need a gong. Was it smuggling or was it treason?
I think we may have a new champion. It was treason. Congratulations, 2-time winners of the Nantucket History Quiz Bowl, the Salt Martians. Well played, well played. And right, and also let's a big hand for the proprietor's descendants. Okay, fought them tooth and nail the whole way.
I have to say that year after year, it is a joy to not only watch this friendly competition, but it is a joy to offer you a consolation prize. But it is no consolation. You are fantastic History Quiz Bowl players. Thank you. And to our champions, of course, you get the tote bag, you get all the goodies. We have fantastic gift certificates and whatnot. and I can leave those here for now. But what you also receive, folks, this is why they come back year after year. The Claras.
Yes. Wow. Take that, Oscar. Nothing like a learned whale.
These stuffed Claras cannot be bought. These Claras, on a yearly basis, get updated with the year and the glory that comes with being History Quiz Bowl champions. A round of applause to the Salt Martians. Now, I have to say, there's one person here who I don't think we've thanked enough. And he may have been on the cover of the Inquirer and Mirror, and it may have said something about last something or other, la la la. But just in case he's too busy next year, and mind you, don't forget those nominations. I want to hear from you. Who do you think can do this with us next year? Just in case he's not back, we made him an extra special Clara. Melissa, will you help us?
Wow. Wow. And I don't know if you can see, but it says the Nat Reader there. It's very, Reader's Digest. Wow, this is great. And thank you all. This has been one of the great joys. I can't believe it's been 4 years, but you don't know how much it's meant to me to come out here on, on Saturdays in early March and look out and see all of you here. It just makes, isn't it? This is what Nantucket's all about. And thank you all for making it happen. And thank you, Mark. All right, and we'll see you all next year in 2014, and congratulations to everyone. Okay, thank you.
Happy History Quiz Bowl, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's a treat, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
All right, well, beautiful. Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, good going.
How are you doing?
Good, good.
It's a really beautiful.